sustainability. You can say that these are the three mega trends that IEEE societies are looking to ways to advance technology for humanity. When you break down some of these categories, AGI includes generative AI, autonomous robots, wearable computers, brain interface, trusted computing, and digital twins. If you look at sustainability, which is a major focus for IEEE because we just don't have enough energy to power all the things that we want to run. It's been said that in the future, not too far from now, generative AI is going to require a nuclear power plant next to each data center to power it. It will be hundreds of megawatts. So we cannot sustain that, but yet we want the benefits of that technology. So this means that we need to have more efficient transistors, more efficient algorithms in order to solve these problems using less and less energy. Digital transformation, here the one I want to highlight is ubiquitous connectivity. I'll spend the rest of my slides to talk about how the journey from Telstar forward is going to get us there. I am very much involved in terms of the humanitarian activities of part of IEEE. So connectivity is not just the technology that connects a person to a computer or person to person in terms of voice, video, and so forth. But digital transformation is really about solving human problems. If you've been looking at the UN Sustainable Development Goals, here are some of the ones that are highlighted. For example, education, healthcare, doing commerce. All this requires the connection between the user, whether it's a mobile phone, a tablet, or a desktop, or laptop. We need to connect those people. We no longer live in a paper-based society. We live in an electronic world. And so one thing that I am very much passionate about is how to bridge this digital divide. Okay? So now we're talking about AGI. Now, not only do we have a data information divide, we are going to be starting to enter the AI digital divide. So who can access AI to be their assistant, to help them be more efficient, to get things done, and those that are not able to access these services are going to be left behind. As I already mentioned, IEEE's tagline is advancing technology for the benefit of humanity. And already throughout IEEE, at the board level, at the technical activities, IEEE standards, we are looking at this AI digital divide. How to make it available to as many people who can, the ones that can afford it, and to the ones that cannot. The UN and the Broadband Commission for Sustainable Development estimates that almost 3.6 billion people remain unconnected. Okay, that's about 50% of the world. When we had that internet celebration, I-50, Vince Cerf highlighted that that is the #1 objective that he has, to get everybody to work together to bridge this digital divide. So AI, we believe, is the most powerful tool for the first time in human evolution to provide the means to improve analyses, thinking, decision-making, and arguably creativity. So this is really the future of what we have forward to look at the next decade. Now, going back to satellites, as you already saw in the museum and highlighted by the video, Telstar is really the launch of this new era of wireless communication by satellite. And that's really exciting. I'm really happy to be here. But as I mentioned, the middle slide is a picture of early bird, or Intelsat 1, built by the company that I work for now. At that time, it was Hughes Space and Com. My first internship and my first job joining Hughes, I worked at ComSat Laboratories. ComSat was created in 1962 by the US federal government to help create the Intelsat system. Okay? So Early Bird was really, a number of years later after Telstar, was the first commercial geostationary satellite. So that right now, from the early days to what we see, the beginnings of a commercial satellite ecosystem, we have right now what's on the right-hand side is the proliferation of satellite constellations in multiple orbits. We are looking not just for voice. Voice is just another application. We're looking for low latency, high-speed access, and global reach. So this is where we've gone the last 60 years, and this is just the beginning. So non-terrestrial network, right? Normally in the traditional world, you got a satellite maybe going to some airborne platforms, giving you Wi-Fi while you're sitting on an airplane, but predominantly the communication network has been ground-based or fiber or copper, right? But what we really need to look at for non-terrestrial network is there are going to be need for satellites at multiple orbits. Low Earth orbit, which is not what many companies, commercial companies, are going after. MEO, like GPS, and then GEO still remains a backbone for services. So, already mentioned the SpaceX. To me, this represents a brand new commercial space, a development that's basically going to overcome a traditional space or legacy space, in that it can be a way, Starlink, OneWeb, Kuiper, other systems similar, is, I think, the way to provide ubiquitous connectivity at a relatively affordable price. Today, residential system, you can buy a terminal like this for $600, which is pretty incredible, considering that it's a phased array antenna you're buying, a terminal. It's going to track the satellites that goes streaming across the sky. If today you go on a major cruise, most major cruise lines are now have upgraded to Starlink. So instead of having the really slow, expensive data, you have a cruise. Now you can get hundreds of megabits per second while you're in the middle of the ocean. So last couple of slides, I want to introduce you to the IEEE Future Networks technical community. I am the vice chair of this technical community. We were launched as part of an initiative under Future Directions, but now we are beginning this technical community to basically address all things related to telecom, 5G, and we're looking to what's happening in 6G. So we have a major product. It's called the INGR, the International Networks Roadmap, that basically you can download by going to our website, futurenetworks.ieee.org, and find out, all the different sections for terrestrial comm, non-terrestrial, all the aspects of the different parts of the communication stack. Yeah, International Networks Generations Roadmap. Craig, who's sitting there, is a staff on Future Networks. He'll be glad to answer your question, and he has some various materials and handouts that he can probably provide for you. So in closing, as I mentioned, technology is not just part of the solution, but it's also a part of policy. And so IEEE USA is very much in developing policy in the United States that governs technology development, STEM education, research for NSF, and also the CHIPS Act. So this is an example right now, IEEE collaborating with outside organizations with the ITU and the